So now things are starting to get really chunky. You can see it. It's starting to chunk up, and you'll see all that buttermilk. This is just the liquid. This is the part, this is why you need a big wall bowl. The biggest bowl you can get, because this stuff, I mean, it's splashing everywhere. And since we put so much sugar in it, it's really sticky. So now something that'll make it a little less messy is we can take something, and I'm just going to use a mason jar here. We're going to take this, kind of use our hand there, and just drain some of that liquid out, being very careful not to get any big chunks, because those chunks are the butter. So we're going to do this nice and slow. But this will help separate that liquid from the actual butter. So that's the buttermilk we have so far. It's really good stuff. In coffee, it's great. It's awesome. So we're just going to keep mixing. So it's really important to keep mixing, emptying out the buttermilk, and keep mixing and emptying out the buttermilk. The reason is, typically the thing that makes butter go bad is the fact that there's buttermilk in it, and it makes it sour quicker. So it's even worse with honey butter because we put so much sugar in it. So it's really important to try and get that stuff out of there. Essentially what you want to do is you want to be able to lift this up and not really see much more liquid in there. If you do, you can pour some out. I'm going to keep mixing this just to make sure that I'm going to keep mixing this just to make sure that I have as much out as possible. All right. So now we're on to the next step. We're going to take all our butter and we're going to put it in a little ball here. Okay? And we're just going to squeeze much of the buttermilk out of the ball of butter, while not losing a whole bunch of butter in the process. So we don't want the butter falling back in to our bowl, but if it does, we could just pick it up. Alright, now it's all together. We're going to squeeze that buttermilk out. feel like gotten as much buttermilk out of this as possible, you have your honey butter, and you can enjoy this. So now you have your butter. What I would do is I would take it, put it in a container, boom. It's gonna kind of mellow out there for you, but I would take it and mold it into something that's equivalent to half a stick of butter. So you can use half a stick of butter at a time, because this stuff does, since it's got a lot of sugar and fat in it, it goes bad pretty quickly. So typically butter, when it's salted, can last for 12 months in the freezer. When it's unsalted, 6 months. So I would venture to say that this one will last 6 months in the freezer and it'll still be good. I would say in the refrigerator, it'll probably last half a week. And that's the hard part with real butter, is it's not easy to spread. So leaving it out, I would use it that day that I leave it out, so that way it doesn't go super bad. Now, I've had this out for a week before and it was okay, but I wouldn't want you to risk it. So that's our butter. The cool part about making butter is you get buttermilk. The best part about making honey butter is this buttermilk is now a spiced buttermilk. This is great with coffees, anything that can take lactose or milk without curdling. You can mull it. This is awesome. Super tasty stuff. Very, very fatty. So if you're on a diet, don't drink this. But it's awesome. Tastes delicious. So that's how to make honey butter. I'll give you guys the taste test in a little bit. I'm going to have Jess taste this and give her the seal of approval. All in all, I would say between getting everything together and actually blending it, since there's more ingredients on the inside, I would set aside anywhere from a half an hour to an hour and a half. You know, different temperatures, humidities, things like that are going to take part or play a part in how this turns out and how quickly things go. So definitely set aside a good chunk of time for yourself to actually make this and make it right, because you're going to need the time. All right. Test of approval. You have to be on camera. Yay or nay?
That's super good.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You're barely
tastes
on
like,
camera.
you know when you make toast and you put cinnamon sugar and butter on toast?
Yeah.
That's what it tastes like. I said have that a lot when I was a kid.
No more?
That is bomb. Wow.
We're good?
Yes.
Good.
I'm so happy. This is so delicious.
Yeah, everything's sticky, so.
Yeah, I bet you flung butter.